Welcome to another episode. Oh, Lonnie Pelly, I'm glad you're still awake, man. Thank you for joining. Jay Stilton, welcome back. How are you guys? Wow, I love this. This is day 7 of our Live with Nas quarantining in Corona, California. So, Jay, how is Hemet today? Did you get your electricity back? Uh, Alrighty, well, that's awesome. Good, good, good. Well, good to see you guys. This is fun. I'm getting used to this. Getting addicted to this. So I hope you guys are too, and you've invited and you want to share it or start a watch party. That would be amazing to do that. And look at me. I'm dressed like an Iranian landlord today. That's what Iranian landlords do. And by the way, the Olympics have been postponed, so I'm gonna cover that Adidas sign. And so Hemet, California, yeah. Are you guys have electricity? Uh, Good, 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 good. You guys, they like the Iranian. What do you call it? Oh, low battery. What's wrong with this? 10% battery on this baby. I charged it. Yeah, it's been a year. All right. You know what? This is funny. Keto Olson, thank you for joining us from Richmond, Oregon. Louis Monteith. Oh, I know Louis Monteith. Where you call? Where are you at, Louis? Let me know where you at. And so anyway, you know what I love about this community, this group that we gather for an hour and a night. You guys are funny, and we ask some questions. It's not a karate suit, but we ask some questions, and you guys just answer with great. What do you call it? Just great, funny stuff. Like yesterday, I was asking. I said, because of the coronavirus, the quarantine, and the social distancing, what we did is that would change some movie plots. So like Snow White, and the Seven Dwarfs, they can't work there, so they have to stay home, and the prince cannot come close and kiss her, so she'll stay sleeping. And then some movies will not change, like Home Alone will stay there. 6 Feet Under will stay the same. But this is what we came up with. You guys came up with, and me came up, and John, our engineer, came up. Okay, here's some movie names that will change because of the coronavirus. Tight Panic instead of the Titanic, it'll be Tight Panic. 6 Degrees of Separation, even further. Raiders of the Lost Roll. Ferris Bueller Day Home. The Good, the Bad, and the Viral. 50 Shades of Toilet Paper. Any movie by Quentin Quarantino. My Best Friend's Hazmat Suit. Here's the last three: Gone with the Windex, Sneezing in Seattle, and Pirates of the Quarantine. So you guys really. Oh, Noha Juicy, how are you, Auntie? Thank you for joining us. And it's funny. You guys came up with these funny names, so this is awesome. Uh, you know, one of the good things about this whole thing is the freeways are empty. Have you seen? You know what I used to enjoy before? Watching police chases. Watching police chases was a big thing. Teresa Berdu, thank you. Carmela, thank you for joining us again. So the whole police chases. I mean, no, there's no criminals. Criminals are quarantining at home, which is good. But I used to enjoy police. Like when I buy a new car, I don't go to a dealership. I watch police chases. I'm go, come here, honey. Look at this guy. They've been following him for 8 hours on the same tank of gas. Forget hybrid, forget Tesla. This is an economy car right there. Look, he hit 4 cars. He's still running on 3 wheels, and one of the wheels is on fire, and the car's still going. That's a safety feature. I want my kids in that car. So anyway, Bruce Wagner Jr., how are you? Thank you for joining us. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Carmela. Carmela is in Corona. Bruce Wagner, where are you at? And let's see. Okay. I think I need to. I'm gonna give you the news. These are not fake news. Some of it is real, some of it is fake. But I need to get a charger for this somehow. Uh, but Tesla CEO Elon Musk delivered 1,000 ventilators to LA. This is true story, and he was thanked by our mayor. Uh, you know, I keep forgetting our mayor's name. Gavin Newsom. I always say Navin Newsom. Gruesome. No, Gavin Newsom is our mayor, and he thanked Elon Musk, the owner of Tesla, for being able to provide them, deliver 1,000 ventilators. Here's my add to it. I, of course, they weren't all brand new. There were 500 new ones, 200 certified pre-owned, and 300 used. The patients claim they are very quiet, stylish, and carry a 5-year, 50,000 warranty. Okay, I made that up. But yes, Elon Musk did deliver because a lot of companies, a lot of our manufacturers are helping our government to fight this this invisible enemy. Uh, Ford is making full surgical masks. You know, the one that cover the whole face, but those comes with windshield wipers. Anyway, Chevy is making nasal swabs, the ones for testing, nasal swabs, with the same motto: Chevy runs deep. Ouch. I don't know. But so Teresa, Navin Gruesome, I just made that up. Navin Gruesome. But no, I shouldn't make fun of our leaders, so I apologize for that. So what do you think of other manufacturers? I heard Mark Gunger joined. Ladies and gentlemen, laugh your way to a better marriage. One of the funniest, most honest pastors I know, Mark Gunger, has joined us. Mark has his own thing. If you go to his Facebook, he has his own live thing that he does from a bunker. And from his bunker, hiding somewhere, him and his wife. So, Mark, thank you for joining us. I hope you guys liked my, this the fake news here. Remember when we used to watch the news and like you watch CNN or other news and you go, "Oh no, really? Is this what happening?" Honey, come here, look, they said that, and you trust everything they say. Now you watch the news, go, yeah, right. Yeah, sure, of course. I think we should have a judge for all the newscasters that stand and before the news guy anchor does the news, he raises his arm. I swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. I don't know. Terry Porter, thank you for joining us. Elaine Hemingway, Cosgrove, how are you? Where you guys calling from, Elaine and Terry? Well, not calling. This is not radio. But yeah, so let's see. Let me turn to the other channel. Okay. But what? I'm just trying to read something about. You know what, John? You are 21. This is the first actual disaster, if we call it. Do we call this a disaster?
Not yet.
Not yet. It's
No,
not a
it's
dis-
go, it's
It's
killed a
not
lot of
still.
people, though.
But this is something, you and millennials can actually one day tell your kids and grandkids
Yeah.
that you lived through this. At least now they have something.
The CV scare.
The CD scare?
The CV scare.
CV scare. What's the CV scare?
Coronavirus.
Yeah. The CV scare. That's going to be
That's
the
what
name of it.
we'll call it.
We
I
survived.
choked. I'm not sick.
He's not sick. He's just joking. Trust me. Okay, but keep your 7 feet. Now we're adding it to 7 feet. Today I was walking. I went out to walk, just me and my wife. My wife was 6 feet away from me walking, and we're jogging. And there was a guy across the street walking, about like 20 feet away. I waved hi to him. He didn't even wave. Is that scary? Are we not allowed to wave at other people? Is he gonna catch something if I wave? I don't know. Listen, keep your 6 feet, but keep the. But
Every walk I've been on, everyone is so nice now.
yeah,
Everyone's waving and like saying hi.
but you guys go on that trail that there's nobody is on.
No, we see a lot of people.
You see a lot of people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people walking, but they're away from each other, 6 feet. Something happened, John. This has stopped. Uh oh.
No, you're still live.
I'm still live.
It's your thing.
It's my thing.
Click play.
Click play. Okay, I'll do it. I don't know why it
You're
shows.
still getting comments.
I am getting comments. So Elaine Hemingway is from on the lunch break. Oh, you're working, Elaine. Where are you at? Where are you working? Crossgrove East Riverside, next to Moreno Valley. Okay, are you working today? Masjid Saeed, thank you for joining us from Downey, California. How are you? Masjid's wife makes the best falafel mix that you can buy, and you can cook it. Oh, it is the best falafel. You can't even get that at the stores. Why am I can't see even myself? What's wrong with me?
Refresh it.
Refresh. Let me refresh my Facebook. If you guys can see me, I'm fine. I don't care. I can
There
look.
you
Oh,
go.
here I am. Oh, how beautiful. Again, I look like an Iranian landlord. Lonnie Pelly images it. Okay, good. Oh, people are joining again. See what happened. All right. Uh, so anyway, I was telling you, John, that you guys, before this whole scare with the coronavirus, you guys had nothing to tell your kids. Like
Yeah.
I could have said, "Hey, we survived 9/11."
I was alive during
You
that.
was alive. You was what? You were 3 years old.
Yeah.
You didn't even know anything about it. But we survived September 11. We survived Northridge earthquake.
That wasn't our time. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. What else did we survive in the U.S. that you remember?
Sandy Hook.
Sandy Hook. No, that wasn't. No, something that impacted the entire
Everybody.
nation, everybody. It was September 11. Oh, you're delivering pizza in Ontario. Well, be careful. That's awesome. Just drop it at people's front. Yeah.
Is September 11th, you think, worse than this?
Is September
scarier?
11 worse than this?
Was it scarier?
No.
This is scarier than...
This is scary. No, this is more constricting than like September 11. We couldn't fly for a while, but once the airports opened, people were scared. Yeah, I mean, come on, airport security. They called me. What do you call it? They called me random check for many years. I mean. It's funny. You know what? When September 11, if you were not Middle Eastern, I think this is worse for you than September 11. September 11 was scary for Middle Eastern people or anybody who looked Middle Eastern. You know, I told you, after September 11, I'm Mexican, and I was actually felt I wanted to be Mexican for the first 2 years. And this is one of the... Lily Navas, thank you for joining us. I'm aging you guys. No, no, you're not. We're all young. We survived the invention of the microwave. Okay, all right. You know, it was. You know, I remember like when September 11 happened. I really need a charger for this.
Okay.
When September 11 happened, I was really didn't want to speak to airport security because the accent. I don't want the accent to throw. And someone said when you sing to them, they can't tell the accent. Like Celine Dion and Elton John, they don't. You can't tell their accent. Why? Because they what do you call it? Because they sing. When you sing, you don't have an accent. But with me, I had an accent, so I started wanting to sing. Like I go to the airport security, the TSA guy. I go, "Hello. Is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes." He goes, What are you doing here?" "I believe I can fly." He goes, "Where are you from, boy?" I go, "This land is my land. This land is your land." He goes, "Oh, you sound Middle Eastern." I go, "Feliz Navidad." So I try to not sound or not say anything because I didn't want the accent. So to answer your question, was September 11 worse than this? No. For some of us, for Middle Eastern, it was, but for the rest of the country, I think, guys, Oh, Nabil Kaz, our cousin from Canada. How are you, man? How cold is it right now? You're in probably Toronto, Canada. This is the coolest.
I still think 9/11's worse.
You
I don't think you can say...
What do you guys? Let me
I
ask.
don't think
David.
just for Middle Easterns, though.
No, what do you guys think? Was September 11 worse than the coronavirus thing? What do you think? And, this is, we're trying to be funny here, but this is a good question. Was September 11 worse than the corona thing we're going through right now?
I talked to my grandma and I asked her, because she was alive for World War II. I asked her, what's worse, the World War II or the coronavirus? And she said coronavirus because we can't see the enemy.
Right, right. This is. Did you hear that? You should be in the movies. Oh, okay. Can you put me back in the movies, sir?
Yeah, I don't think that's what they mean.
Yeah, I should be in the movies.
Yeah,
So
put me
anyway,
back in the movies.
so what happened is my mother, who been through World War, my son John asked her, said, "Is this worse than the coronavirus?" She goes, "The coronavirus is worse than the World War because they couldn't see the enemy. They were in Palestine, Israel, and so it was far away from them. So Nabil Kaz is in the coronavirus. No, how cold is it in Canada?" Desiree Torres, thank you for joining us. Uh, yeah, so I think coronavirus time that what we're doing, we're off work, we're staying home, was worse is worse than the September 11. Even though there were more people died at September 11, a lot of things have changed, but still life changed, but not much. But I think now with this, life is gonna change. I mean, how many of you are gonna go back and immediately go to a like the Lakers game, a basketball game, or a stadium, or a big concert like Coachella or these things? Frank Flores and Sam Beeman from uh, near Fort Benning, Georgia. How are you? Thank you guys for joining. Matthew Dirks, the Great Depression. Yeah, but you weren't around for that. Yeah, the Great Depression was probably that was bad, very bad, of course, financially. But people weren't scared. No, some people died probably from starvation or diseases. So you tell me, what do you think? September 11. Let's take a vote. September 11 or coronavirus? What's worse?
Coronavirus has more deaths than 9/11.
In the world, not in the U.S. So far in the U.S., they
Yeah,
said about 700 people.
but the world is bigger than the U.S. Like,
Yeah, I
if
know,
it
but
affects the world, then it must be worse than.
that's true. It affects the world. So, what do you guys think? Give me your thoughts on this. What is worse, September 11 or what we're going through right now with the coronavirus? And while we're doing this,
I don't. I don't think the question's right. I don't think you should say worse.
not
What's
worse.
scarier?
What's scarier? Oh,
Not worse. They're two different things.
two different things. Okay, let's adjust the questions for you guys. What is scarier, September 11 or the coronavirus? I think the coronavirus is scarier for people because
Really?
everybody's scared about their own life, their loved ones, their older, you know. Where with September 11, if you avoided certain places, nah, no, our country jumped in and really saved the day. Coronavirus, yeah. So, uh, my cousin, Kaz from Canada, Majdi, Desiree, and they all say the coronavirus is it's lasting too long. In terms of numbers, coronavirus, but those affected by 9/11 would say that event, yes. Yes, if you're affected by the. Tanya said 9/11 is scarier. Brenda Johnson said, I think the coronavirus is scarier. And that's a, that. You know what? I think personally, because of Middle Eastern, September 11 was scarier for me. But we're still not at the end of this to determine that. But
Do you think Asians
Asians now are more.
feel how you?
But you know what? Uh, I think we live in a time where there's not that much racial discrimination that used to be. So I feel, like Asians are safer than, like your generation is a lot more, it's not as, I don't want to say racist, but as vocal about our differences. You're not as vocal about our differences. We as comedians, we're always, we're not racist. We always joke about this thing. We never looked at it as, oh, this is racist. We used to do jokes about Chinese, about blacks, about Middle Easterns, about all that. Now we can't, of course. But anyway, Lori said, coronavirus, I'm at home with my family and I'm talking to more people, friends, neighbors, family, globally. That's, yeah, that's awesome. Rima Al Fahal, thank you for joining us. So let's move. You can keep answering what is scarier, September 11 or coronavirus. But let me ask you this because you guys were funny yesterday. I'm gonna make a statement, and I'm gonna ask you. Before that, I read this. This is really interesting. You know how we are so upset with those hoarders. People are hoarding, and the government is making new regulation. William Barr yesterday said they're gonna persecute people who are, hoarding things that will hurt other people. Joe Sabalik. Oh, Pastor Joe Sabalik, thank you for joining us. Um, so, there's a store in Denmark. This is what they say: hand sanitizer. They have hand sanitizer in the store, and they have a sign: one bottle, $4.09 for one bottle. Two bottles, $95. Interesting. One bottle, $4.09. Two bottles, $95. That stops you from buying more than one. Very, very smart. We should do that. Anyway, right now we are at our 15-minute mark, which means you guys have to sanitize right now. So everybody sanitize. If you don't have a sanitizer, just use vodka, alcohol, whatever you don't drink. So I don't drink any alcohol, so I'm okay. Okay, why is this thing doing this? Okay, here you go. I want you to finish the statement for me. Uh,
Flip the wire.
okay, this is a statement I put, and I want you to finish for me. Uh, During that quarantine, I want to learn, and finish the statement. During the quarantine, I want to learn. For me, I want to learn Spanish, more Spanish, so I'm going to be spending more time learning Spanish. What do you want to learn? Have you thought about it? Like, okay, I'm home, I have more time. Maybe if you're a mom, you don't have more time, you have more, the kids are home. Or if you're working from home, you're still working. Are you really working? Do you work as hard from home as you do in the office? Really, come on. Okay, why did I stop here? All right, let me live 24 people. Just join. Okay, let's see. Why am I? All right. So, what do you really work harder from home or than from the office? That before we ask this question, during the quarantine, I want to learn. What do you got? More songs to sing. Okay, I'd like to wipe down those poles along the carpet with hand sanitizer. Okay, all right. I love learning Spanish off Duolingo. That's what I use, Teresa. I use Duolingo to learn Spanish, and I've learned it. And I know a lot, but I'm afraid to share to speak. I had the same landscaper. The guy that does my lawn. Same guy. I love that guy. Wonderful guy. And then I never when I started speaking Spanish to him. Now he's not nice to me anymore. I don't know what happened. I'm like, hey, I thought you were nice. When I start speaking Spanish, he's like, not. I don't know what happened. But let's see. More about Jesus. Well, for me, that's awesome. That's a wonderful thing. To get more toilet paper, strategy to get more toilet paper. Okay, that is funny. But really, guys, Duolingo is a free app, and you can learn any language in the world, and it's free. But the problem is when there's no Wi-Fi, you're not going to be able to speak it. No, I'm just kidding. But it's really, really an interesting. So I wanna learn that. So come on, guys. Pastor David McLaughlin, thank you for joining us, Pastor. And Teresa came in handy when I did a trip to El Salvador. Yes. So tell me, finish the statement for me. During the quarantine, I want to learn. What do you want to learn during the quarantine? All right. Okay. You know what, Lydia and Shawat, thank you for joining us. Lydia, are you now in Michigan? You got married, or are you still in Bakersfield? I'm not sure if that's you or your cousin who got married. Becklada, good to see you in Texas now. That's right, Pastor. You moved from San Bernardino to Texas. It's still. I had some of my fans were in your congregation, and they always remind me, hey, remember when you came to speak at Pastor David's church in San Bernardino? Anyway, during the quarantine, I want to learn. What do you want to learn? Help us, give us ideas. What do you want to learn during quarantine? I think this is good. What is my background right now? Oh, I'm in an empty house.
You're in an empty house, quarantining.
Quarantining in an empty house. Okay. All right, fine. Nobody responding to this. Let's ask your questions. Let's see how smart we our congregation. No, I call it congregation. How smart are we? Here's the question. Who is This is funny. I didn't make this up. But I'm not techie old, but I'm trying to learn how to do my own videos so I can tell more people about the Lord through drama. That is awesome. You know, all you need is some lights, some cameras, and you know, we can, you can email us. We'll send you what the requirements you need. But if you need to learn how to edit video, I would find people who know how to do things and ask them to do it, because for if doing video, and I am so blessed to have my son who's just finished, graduated from Biola as a film director, so he knows about cameras and film and all that. So Pastor David, you are doing Easter service with everyone in their cars. Oh, drive-through. That is awesome. Drive-through. Okay. You know who used to do that? Robert Schuller at the Crystal Cathedral. And that's why the Crystal Cathedral was all glass, because they started meeting, people were in their cars, and he was preaching to them while they're in their cars, and eventually he ended up building the Crystal Cathedral. And I got a story for you guys about Robert Schuller, and I can share it because it happened to me. I love that man. I know he was teaching a lot about possibility thinking, and some pastors, some leaders didn't agree with his teaching and all that. And so I was invited to do the Hour of Power. It's a big show at the time. It's a huge show, so I ended up doing the Hour of Power. And I got to spend time with Dr. Schuller Sr. before he died. And so anyway, and they asked me to do a comedy concert that night. So anyway, so I came in, and I think it was, I don't know, his daughter or someone who said, you know what, you cannot give the gospel invitation. You cannot do that. You don't do that. I'm like, really? They go, yeah, we don't want that. I was like, well, if you know who I am, I'm a comedian, but I love to close with this. So anyway, so I went and started doing my comedy. I did like 45 minutes of comedy, and then I just felt led by the Holy Spirit to share the good news of Jesus with them, because I can make people laugh, but I can't give them joy. It comes from the Lord. So I started sharing the gospel, and the person that told me not to was just like shaking, and Dr. Schuller just went, go for it. And I did a full gospel invitation at the Crystal Cathedral. It was right in that year where they closed the Crystal Cathedral and all that, and was sold. But really, so that was my story. So David, the blessing to you. For they also want to know if you figured out how your son is supposed to use the oxygen mask for baseball. Oh, that's a yes, I can do it. Dennis DeCastro, thank you for joining us. Dennis is on the worship team at Crossroads, and being a stay-home mom with elementary kids, I'm praying for my sanity. Okay, I know. A lot of moms are like, we're not used to this. But pray for the teachers, because they were taking them away from you. But speaking of drive-through, if you go to Starbucks, Starbucks right now only have drive-through, which is not good, because I used to learn my geography from Starbucks. See, people in the past, like our parents, learned geography from wars. When there's a war, you can learn about the countries. Like when we went to Iraq, some Americans didn't know where Iraq was until the war. Some people didn't know where Kandahar is or Afghanistan till there's a war. So from wars, you learn about different countries. But now with Starbucks, you learn about other countries. And that's, like the other day, I met a guy from Africa. I said, "Where are you from?" He goes, "I think," he said, "Sumatra." I said, "What section, the regular or the decaf?" I don't know. But that's I'm thinking. Anyway, uh, talking about Pastor David was talking about the mask for my the oxygen mask. Well, what happened is when my son wanted he wanted to play music, and when he was young, so I got him the saxophone. He wanted the saxophone. I'm glad I rented it because my house sounded like it sounds like a donkey chasing a goose inside my house. My neighbor, who doesn't know who I am, he said, "Excuse me, I don't know what country you're from, but here in America, you know what? We have zoning, residential zoning. You can't have a petting zoo inside your residence." So I said, "Okay, I'm sorry. We'll get rid of the animals." So the next day I said, "Yeah, okay, we're going to do sports. Let's do soccer." He goes, "No, baseball." I go, "I was born in the Middle East. I don't know about baseball." And he goes, "I want baseball." He was young. So we went to, the sports chalet, which is no longer because they were too expensive. And I go in there and I tell the guy, I said, "Excuse me, can you help me with baseball?" And he goes, uh, uh, he goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "What do I need?" He goes, "Met, bat, clay, cup." I said, "What?" He goes, "Met, bat, clay, cup." I said, "Why don't you come to my petting zoo? You sound great with the goose and the donkey." He goes, "Whatever." I said, "What do I need?" He said, "A mitt." I said, "Give me a mitt." He gives me one glove. I'm like, "Where's the other one?" He goes, "You only need one." I go, "That's for me to decide. We buy them in pairs in my country." So anyway, he goes, "Whatever." I go, "What else?" He gives me a bat. What else? Cleats, shoes, cleats, fine. And then I go, "What else do I need?" He said, "You need a cup." I said, "No, I have Starbucks cups from all over the states." He goes, "No, you need a cup." I said, "Well, give me a cup." And he goes, "What size?" I go, "I don't know. It's hot out there. Do you have anything big I can put ice in it? And do you have one with a straw that goes like that?" And so he goes and comes back with an oxygen mask. I'm like, what do they do? Diving in baseball? So that's the oxygen mask Pastor David was talking about. Norma, please pray for all of us in the airline industry. That's right. Norma, that's right. You are a flight attendant, and we are out here still working. Yes, I know. I don't. Okay, this is paused again. So, and people are reading. So, it's okay. It's still going. Yes, people in the airline industry are really hurting right now because they said, they might stop some commercial airlines, nationally because there's one or two people on the plane, and that's you can't do that. I mean, before the week before, I every flight I was on 8 flights in one week, and then we went to Maui and back, and my arm is tired from taking all the selfies in Maui. But anyway, so yeah, we're praying for you guys, and I'm losing all my points. I used to be platinum because now we're not flying, so we're losing all these privileges. But Lonnie, is everything? Are you hearing everything fine, Lonnie? Everything is coming through. Praying for the airlines industry, right? I love it that you guys pray for one another. That's amazing. Here's a question for you. Let's see how smart you are. Who is bigger, Mr. Bigger, Mrs. Bigger, or their baby? Still going. Okay, here's a question for you. Let's see how smart we are. Okay, who's bigger? Mr. Bigger, Mrs. Bigger, or their baby? What do you think? Nagam Farah joined us from the Gaza Strip. I hope you guys are safe. I heard you guys now have the coronavirus, even though the the whole city is locked down. Christina Bergstrom, thank you for joining us. Okay. Wha Here's a question. What? Who is bigger, Mr. Bigger, Mrs. Bigger, or their baby? All three. They're all big. Okay. I'm gonna give you more chances. Who is bigger? Rolling. Okay. Well, let me give you the answer. The baby, since he's a little bigger. Mr. Bigger, Mrs. Bigger, a little bigger. So little bigger is bigger than all of him. All right. Here's another one. What do you call a woman who knows where her husband is all the time? What do you call a woman who knows where her husband is all the time? Okay, Kurt Pringle joined again. Joined. Okay. So John, he's gonna, of course, he's more concerned about your state than mine. Okay. What do you call a woman who knows where her husband is all the time? I shouldn't be touching my face. I'm gonna make those rubber bands that just hold my feet away. Like I can't even touch my face. What do you call a woman who knows where her husband is all the time? A widow. That's what you call her. A widow. A mortician. You guys are funny. All right. So, Lori Nosai.
Nosy.
Nosy. Oh, okay. That's what your mom came up with. Like, she's a stalker. No. A widow. That's right. Good answer, Matthew. You won. Dead. Her spirit sees him. You know, so Matthew Durst, you win this valuable, wonderful, very expensive gift. Hard to find. And you have to stand in line at 7 o'clock at Costco to get some of these. So, praise you for always being there for all of us. You are a breath of fresh air. Keep up the hood work. The good work. You know what? It's. Oh, I make so many mistakes on Siri. Really, sometimes it's just like, like I can't talk. Siri. You know how Siri looks at me and goes, "Speak English, man. You're in America now. Speak English." I'm like, shut up, Siri. I'm like, I call her, call home, Siri. She calls Homeland Security. Don't call Land Security. I don't want to talk to Homes. I can't speak right now. Okay, water. Yes, good. Last question. What has a head, a tail, but does not have a body? What has a head, a tail, but does not have a body? What do you think? Jealous and so congratulations, Matthew. Uh, what has a head, a tail, but no body? Okay. I think we have a 1 minute delay, so people are it's good. A coin. That's right. That was an easy one. Alan Katz, thank you for joining us. Lonnie Pele, again, a coin. That was an easy one. So maybe tomorrow I'll have something harder for you. But I really want you to finish this statement for me. And it's really, really interesting. I am so, today I am so thankful for. You can be funny, you can be biblical, you can be gracious, you can be kind, whatever your answer is. I want to hear where your heart is, what are you thinking, and lots of TP to give out. Oh, Teresa, you have lots of TP to give out? No, this is my last one, and I'm giving it away because I care about other people. And, of course, my hygienes too, so. Okay. Today I'm so thankful for. What are you thankful for today? Let's take our mind off the whole fear thing and let's focus on some good stuff. Kurt Pringle, my wife. It's our 30th. Oh, happy 36th anniversary, Mr. Kurt Pringle. Mayor of Anaheim, I got your newsletter today and you were honored by so many people. This is awesome. You're a wonderful man. And so, 36th birthday anniversary. We all got the. Okay, well you got the coin answer, but I'm not giving any. The toilet paper goes for the widow answer. That's it. God's blessing. Yes, Christina Bergstrom. Thankful for God's blessings. Give me some of your answers. Paz Piquera Joseph. How are you? Let's see. What am I? that God is in control today and always. Jean is thankful I'm going to work tomorrow. Okay, Matthew, what do you do for work? Uh, I know you're in Wisconsin, Green Bay. What do you do for work? All right, this is good. What are you thankful for, people? All right, Teresa, your broadcast. Oh, thank you so much. Your dad passed. My dad passed away a couple years ago and left a legacy of laughter. I enjoy clean. Like you're right. Laughter is very important. You need to laugh, laugh with your kids, laugh with you. You know, tonight, yeah, we can laugh. We can laugh because we have the peace of the Lord. And today, after tonight, after this broadcast or this live thing is over, the whole family we're gonna play Wii games again, and we have a competition who's the best at this bridge thing where you jump from one thing and get so obstacle course. So we're gonna play all five of us, and you know what? There's no mercy and love when we play Wii games. We fight. I'm their parent. I love my family and my children, but when it comes to winning the Wii game, I really don't care about them much. I'd like to get the highest because once you have the highest score, it stays there until someone breaks it. And really, so we games tonight. We brought the machine back after years of not playing, and we're gonna play and board games. And what do you? Oh, you work for customer service and insurance in Fond du Lac. Fond du Lac, it's a city in France. No, that's in Wisconsin. And if one advice for you guys from here live with Nas quarantine in Corona, California, don't ever buy insurance from a Christian insurance agency because to them everything is an act of God and they will not cover it. Just kidding, but that's something. So that's awesome, and your wife is happy. I, I, some husbands are staying at home now, and some wives always complain like my husband doesn't talk much, doesn't open up, doesn't do that. And I don't have that problem. I open up to my wife a lot, and but some wives always complain about, oh, my husband is, and then when he opens up, you go, oh, you sissy, come on, man up. They do. So guys, if you want to open up to your wife and share some stuff that scare you or make you fearful or hurt, do it while you're cutting onions. She will never notice you're crying or you're tearing up. But sometimes women say, oh, tell me what's going on. Talk to me. And you start talking, and she goes, oh, come on. Be a man. You can handle this. I was like, okay, fine. You asked me. But anyway, Brenda, thankful for our freedom and still serve and talk about the Lord. Yes, amen. That's the freedom we have. We can still it's still legal to talk about the Lord. It's still legal to be Christian, and you can, you know, and you can love people. See, a lot of people have this wrong idea about Christianity. I don't know, but when I feel Christians is about loving other people, caring about people, and all that. And some people take the wrong impression that they just judgmental and stuff. Well, you need to judge people. Everybody is asking you to judge them now. They're sending you surveys. Yes, you do a survey, do a survey. So the other day I gave $1 to a homeless guy. Next day I got a survey in the mail. How was it? Was the sign clean? Did you notice? Was the surrounding the ambience, was that good? Just kidding. Anyway, Teresa, while cutting onions, genius. It is. It is. Men, if you want to open up and share, and you feel you're gonna tear up, just start cutting onions. And honey, what are you making? I don't know. I'm cooking for you tonight. I don't know. Okay, time to hand sanitize, everybody. Alrighty. So, what are you guys thinking of the timing? Is 8:30 still a good time? Or how you guys doing with the timing? Would you rather we go early as 8 o'clock? Would you rather go 7 o'clock? Or should we go 9 o'clock later? What do you guys think? I'd really want to know from you So we can fit. We don't want you like to be Lonnie Pelly who falls asleep on the program before the program. No.
I don't think we should change it.
You don't think we should change it? It's
No.
still 8:30.
Well, no, now 8:30. We've done it 7 days.
Okay, we've done it.
We did it
So
for 7 days.
we've been doing it for 7 days. 8:30. Let's keep it at 30. 8:30. So if you have friends that really enjoying this, Samia Bayuk, how are you? Where are you joining us from? If you really enjoy this, share it with your friends. Share this now, or share some of the previous one. Yesterday, Jane Seymour, thank you for joining us again. And Lonnie, 9 p.m. start G's Coffee Show. Oh, G's Coffee Show, that's with my friend Gilbert Escoval. He's a great, great, funny guy, does a church. And then tomorrow is Wednesday, so churches will be doing services. So 8:30 will be good. Wow, perfect. This is good. So we'll keep it at 8:30. And what I was asking people, I'm ADD. People say think outside of the box. I can't find the box. But yes, I was asking you to yes, yesterday I did my podcast. And my podcast, I interviewed my daughter Carol, and the topic was she goes to UCLA. Well, she doesn't go to UCLA. Online now, everything is online. And she was telling me, I asked her the question, what does your generation think about different issues? Not her thinking, the generation. And I asked her about what do they think of our United States of America, and the answer was, oh, we stole the country from other people and all that. What do you think about baby boomers? They're not happy with baby boomers. They're not happy with our cops. They're not happy with our lot of things that just really shocked me. So you need to go and watch it. And it's not my daughter's point of view, but it's her generation, and it's like borderline communist thinking. And they even are not very excited about celebrities because they have money and they live in a capitalistic system, but they don't like that. So it was really interesting. So if you have time, go back. It's on my Facebook here. Where are you watching? Go back to yesterday, and it's my pod. Or you can go to laughterforallpodcast.com, or you can go to any iTunes or Spotify or iHeart. It's under Laughter for All podcast with comedian Nazareth, and you really is shocking. So if you have young ones at home, ask them the question and watch it. It's really interesting. And Chris Rossetti just joined us. Thank you. Thank you, Teresa, for sharing this on your timeline, and thank you. So I was all right. This thing is working again. Thank you so much. Um, so anyway, in this last few minutes that we have together, I want to ask if you have any prayers we can pray for you. And again, I want to emphasize, please laugh more often. Laugh, laugh, laugh. I know earlier, and I'm going to share this again with you guys. Yesterday, we asked a question, how the movie plot will change because of the coronavirus. There's several movies the plot will not change. And one of them is, first of all, 6 feet under will stay the same. 6 degrees of separation will stay the same. Of course, I said Snow White will change because the seven dwarfs won't be able to work. The prince won't be able to kiss her. But here's what you guys came up with. Titanic instead of the Titanic. Raiders of the Lost Troll. Ferris Bueller Day Home. The Good, the Bad, and the Viral. 50 Shades of Toilet Paper. Any movie by Quentin Quarantino. My Best Friend's Hazmat Suit. Gone with the Windex. Sneezing in Seattle. And Pirates of the Quarantine. All these came from you guys. You guys came up with this, and this is hilarious. So if you guys pray for me not to fall asleep, stop it. Okay, Casey Hewson just joined us. Hi, Casey. Casey has a wonderful story, amazing story. Casey was a wonderful recording artist, and she signed a huge contract to do mainstream, music. But then she chose to decide to follow Christ, and she started. Well, she was she'll tell you one day. But she decided to follow Christ, and she started working with the church, and she left that, but she still sings at our church services and all that. So we get that talent. But Casey, thank you for joining us. We need a third baby, and then. Let's see. And by the way, tomorrow, if you don't have a church to online, there's always Crossroad Church online. You can watch that. They, I think it's at 5:30 or 7 o'clock. What time is church service? Casey, what time is the online service tomorrow at church? Because last week, Pastor Chuck was sharing a good point. He said, it could have been worse. You think of your situation right now, and you think it could have been worse, and choose joy instead of choosing to panic and worry about, about what's going on. You know what? We have, there's some good news coming out of this. There's a lot of family gatherings. There's a lot of, people right now, doing Bible studies on Zoom, on Facebook Live. There's people, online services. There's more people attending service. There's people who are scared right now that really looking up to Jesus for answers, because they know, like, science is not helping. Everything they put their security in right now is not helping them. So they're putting they said, I need to put my trust and my confidence in something steady. And Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He predicted these things going to happen, but he said, do not fear, do not be afraid. The Bible has the word do not fear 365 times in the Bible for every day of the year. I didn't make that. Kung Fu Pandemic. That's Chris is coming up with more names for movie titles that will change because of the coronavirus. Kung Fu Pandemic. Keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming. But if you really need prayer for anything, I will pray for you. And we want you to know that this is a safe place. You can come here. Every night at 8:30 p.m. Pacific time, and we can laugh together, we can joke, we can share some information, we can share some news with you guys, and it just it's just wonderful. So I wanna encourage you right now. If you're afraid, if you're fearful, you know what? Just take your mind off it. Watch some funny stuff. You can go to Comedian Nazareth TV. You can go to other comedians on YouTube. There's a lot of there's a lot of Christian comedians out there that you can enjoy watching. So you need to laugh, take your mind off the thing. Don't spend all your day watching the news. Just take 15 minutes. I take 15 minutes a day, watch the news. Your stock market is up. That means there's hope. There's some good news. And also, I want to offer you this. And I thought I'm being, doing this too often, but people were asking me to do this again. And I want you to know, I wrote this book 2 years ago, and it's called Hope in 24 Hours. Your situation can change for the better. It's about how God can come through in 24 hours or less. If you are hurting financially, or your money right now is tight, please email me, message me with your email. I will send you a free PDF copy and ebook of this. I will send it to you for free. No question, nothing. Don't worry about it. There's no shame in the game. I would love to send it for free. I guarantee you it will encourage you. So please message me your email. I will send it to you for free. Now, if you can buy it, you have the money for it. It's $19.99, which is it includes shipping and everything. If you want to buy 1, 2, 50, I have up to 1,000 in my warehouse, so you can buy them all if you want. But Matthew, great read. Yeah, Matthew, you read it. So great book. Love hearing of God's faithfulness. Yes, people who read it really can tell you, not because I wrote it, but because they say it really encouraged them and lifted them up. It has stories, and one of the stories I really want to encourage you with this story. One time, when in 2008 and 2009, the economy was really hurting. The economy was really bad. Remember, people were leaving their homes. People just foreclosing on the homes, and I was not making money as a comedian because everybody was firing people or laying them off. So nobody was hiring comedians. So what I did is I kept calling the devil in red, Bank of America, and I kept asking him to reconsider, the mortgage, to modify and give me 90% instead of the 100 because I couldn't pay the 100%. And they would not, and I kept paying 90%. They kept charging me interest, penalties on the interest, and interest on the penalties, and penalties on the penalties of the interest. And it was crazy. And I was really, sometimes I would get up at 3 in the morning losing sleep and going, oh Lord, what am I going to do? They're going to call today again. It's going to get worse. It's going to get more. I don't know what I'm going to do. And one day I got a call from a friend and said, how you doing, Naz? I go, I'm doing great. They go, that's not what Jesus told me. I'm like, what did Jesus tell you? They go, never mind. If you don't want to say, that's fine. So they said, well, you know what? There's a FedEx coming to you tomorrow, a check from the Lord. Lord told me to write it to you. So don't call me back. It's from the Lord. And, I was like, okay. So I was thinking $1,500, $2,000. It was a $100,000 check. I was able to get back up to date with my mortgage. I still live in this house. I paid my credit card and I paid what's left on my Honda Pilot 2008. In one day, I was debt free. One day I was single. The next day I was married. Yeah, I was engaged. You know the story of how I met my wife. One day I was single. I saw her. First day I saw her, I asked her to marry me. 5 days later, we're planning a wedding. One day I was in debt to the bank. The next day, I was debt free. This can happen to you. God is able. I'm not saying all the time. I'm not name it and claim it, but I want you to know. Guys, ladies, please add one more scenario to your fear right now. Oh, it's going to get worse. I'm going to be out of the job. I maybe get laid off. Maybe we can't go back to work for 3 months. We're going to starve. We're going to lose our house. We're going to say, can you add one more scenario that maybe God will come through and we'll have a better, up beyond, above and beyond what I can expect and imagine. God promised He can do that. He did it 5 times for me. He can do it for you. And He's able. He can. He's the only one who can right now. He can stop the virus tomorrow if that's His will. But I want you to know, if God allows things to go wrong in your life, it has to go through His filter. And this is, I came up with this, man. There's a God, when God makes a decision that He allows something to go wrong in your life, it has to go through His filters. The first filter is His love. The second filter is His grace. The third filter is His mercy. The fourth filter is His plan for you. And the several other filters. But when it goes through all these filters and still allow it to happen to you, praise the Lord, because you know what? All things work for good to those who love Christ. So I just want to encourage you with that. I want to leave you with that. I want you to know that God loves you and that do not be fearful, be anxious for nothing, but in everything but prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, make your request known unto God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your heart and mind into the day of Jesus Christ. So I want to encourage you, and I want you to know faith over fear and prayer over panic. All right? We'll see you tomorrow at 8:30, God willing. God bless you. Invite your friends and join us tomorrow. Thank you so much and good night.